which at this point does bring us to our dog bark of the week, brought to you by Chicken and the Dawg. And look, man, this Alabama podcast that just dropped, man, was a huge hit. You Alabama fans are great. I love you for it. Lots of views, lots of comments, lots of thumbs up. Not really any thumbs down, so you must like the Chicken and the Dawg. Of course, I mean, we really didn't have any bad thing to say about Alabama at all.
And we had Senior Chief.
I mean, how can you not love the Senior Chief, right?
Exactly.
So here we go. So there's a bunch of comments. I think there's a lot. I want to go over most of them because they're really that good. One is Brada. I don't know what that means, but that's his name. Pretty cakewalk schedule, to be honest. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, it's definitely not Texas. Texas has, you never have a cakewalk schedule in the SEC period, right? It's going to be hard regardless. Even Texas that got, in our opinions, I'm going to say, not say mine because it's our opinion on this, because I think me, you, and B-Dawg all agree that Texas got gifted a lighter schedule in the SEC. But Texas still has to play Georgia in Athens this year. But Alabama has to play Georgia in Athens. They have to play Tennessee, which we all think that Tennessee could be a dumpster fire, but you never know. They have to play LSU. They have to play Auburn. They have to play Oklahoma. These aren't just easy chump teams, man. And so I don't think their schedule is the hardest in the SEC. But I don't think it's the easiest either.
Yeah, and you went down Texas's schedule, but Alabama's is certainly not a cakewalk either.
That's what I was talking about.
All right, there you go. So you got Alabama's got to play Auburn every year, which I know that Auburn is up and down right now, and we don't know what Hugh Freeze is going to put on the field this season, but they're still Auburn, and you still have those classic battles between the Tide and the War Eagle, Tiger, mascot confused identity people.
Who the heck knows?
On the plains, right? So those are always intense. Those are always impactful games. You've got South Carolina, and say what you want to, Bama fan, about South Carolina. I don't care. They are not the Gamecocks of old. Will they go 9-3 again this year? I don't know, but it's going to be a tough game in Williams-Brice Stadium for the Alabama Crimson Tide. They've got to play Georgia, as you mentioned, this year. They've got that rematch, not only with Oklahoma, but Vanderbilt. Now, we don't think that Vanderbilt is going to be all the smoke that they were last year, but they're still going to come in believing that they can win that game because they won it last year, right? So I don't see a cakewalk schedule. I see an SEC schedule. It's not the toughest schedule that Alabama has ever faced in the history of their program, but by no means do I consider it to be light.
Yeah, which kind of leads me into this next comment. It's kind of why I left out the South Carolina and Auburn, because the next comment, in my opinion, speaks volumes. This guy named Jared Adams comes back and says, South Carolina and Auburn worry me more than UGA. I mean, I kind of buy that, right? I mean, history shows that Alabama kind of owns UGA right now. Hopefully that changes this year. But he says, playing in South Carolina is always tough, and I think they're trending up as a program. I don't know what they have at Whitty out, or if their D-line is as deep and talented as previous years, but that game concerns me. Then, as always, playing at Auburn is like going to a haunted house on a Friday the 13th Halloween night. I don't get it, and I never will, but weird things just happen. With all of that, I think Bama finish 11-1 at best, 9-3 at the worst, 12-0 if Ty goes 3,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns, which is a huge possibility. He is a dark horse Heisman candidate, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with anything in his take.
I don't either. I mean, this guy may have actually graduated from the program.
He graduated class without ever even taking the class. Congratulations.
Well, I've got a guy, before you go there, and I'm not going to mention this guy just yet, but I actually have a comment I'm going to read in a minute that not only has the guy graduated, but he's gotten his doctorate from Chicken and the Dawg. Just get ready.
Well, that's exciting, exciting news. I agree completely. For whatever reason, Carolina always plays, I say always, we've had some games where Alabama comes into Columbia and legitimately rolls, right? Like the Tide rolls. I can't remember the year, but Tua was still under center, and I believe he had an ankle injury at the time, and he still came in and wore us slap out. So it happens, but we do have a solid history of playing Alabama very well at home. This game this year is in Columbia at home. And just like he said, it's like a haunted house when they go and have to play Auburn. You just never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Jared for such a well-structured comment. That's exactly what we want to see here at Chicken the Dawg. It's comments that has some meat to it.
That's
Absolutely.
Right.
That
And
was,
like we've said before, if you want to give us something to chew on, then bring the meat to the table. And he did just that.
Ribeyes.
Yeah.
Sean 600. I don't know if that means he's 600 years old or not. They aren't overlooking any games because he's talking, because I made the comment, I think, in that episode about them overlooking, this team and anyway, or looking far in the future and not looking what's in front of them. And he says they're not overlooking any games. KD, that's DeBoer, not Kevin Durant. Just want to make sure, clear about that. Knows better, and he doesn't play that. Always preaches 1-0 each week. And I would agree with him that, I really would. I think he's seasoned enough coach to know that he's, especially being in the SEC, you better look at the game that's in front of you, not games ahead.
I agree. I don't care who your coach is. Saban got caught from time to time losing games that they should have won. Okay, so it happens. The best of the best to ever do it has had teams that, call it whatever you want to, call it looking past, call it not taking their opponent as seriously as they needed to, call it being unprepared, call it going to Broadway the night before you play Vanderbilt in 2024. Call it whatever you want to. It happens. And Alabama is no different than any other program. Are they going to look past? No, we're focused on going 1-0 every week. Okay, fine. Then you slipped against Vanderbilt. You slipped against Oklahoma. You doggone near slipped at home against South Carolina last year. It happens. The best of the best, it happens. And in this conference where I say this with a straight face, it's like, well, no, I'll take Kentucky and Mississippi State out of it. In this conference, with the exception of two schools right now, it's the best of the best. There's a program coming out on Netflix about the Southeastern Conference. Why? Because it's the Southeastern Conference. Because this is where all of the best come to play. This is where championships live. So
that's right.
You're going to have those moments where either somebody sneaks up on you and gives you more than you thought they could that particular Saturday, or you overlooked them because you had another opponent that you're just itching to get to.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another comment from a guy named Wizard. No way, we were talking about how good Alabama was, or they're going to be this year. No way, not with that lame QB. I project Alabama to finish with the same record they had last year, which was 9-3. Another guy responded to him in a true Alabama fashion. Matter of fact, his handle is named Bama, Bamuh, Bama. But he responded in a true Alabama fashion. That's because you're dumb. That's most Alabama fans' response is either this. When you say anything bad about their program, and I love Alabama, don't get me wrong, I think they're historic. I think they're a fantastic program. But most of their fans, and I know quite a few of them, they either do one thing. When you say anything bad, they have two responses. You're stupid or 18 national championships. That's all they got. That's what they say.
But that's all they need.
It is true.
What else do you need?
You really don't need more than that. You don't need any more. Because, I talk about obnoxious Alabama fans all the time. But I usually say after that, they have a right to be obnoxious. 18 national championships.
The only thing that I would ask the Wizard to put is it the Wizard that said that's because you're dumb? No, it was Alabama.
Bama, yeah.
He should have said that's because you're dumb, Bo, or that's because you're dumb, bruh.
Bruh.
I needed one of those two just to round it out.
Yeah.
And really, I feel like that would let me know approximately geographically where you are in the state of Alabama. Like if you're on the west side, you're probably more of that's because you're Dumbo, right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting a little close to Cajun country over there.
That's right.
If you're on the eastern side of the state, I think you're still in that bruh mentality.
There's a bruh. There's a BRH or BRAH.
No.
Bruh.
BRUH.
Oh, I always thought it was an AH.
Well, that's because you're dumb, bruh.
That's right. Look, let's go back to the dog bark, okay? And quit making fun of the dog. I did respond to that comment because I thought it was worth saying. I said, I do think that their offense could struggle at first, but the defense will carry them until things click. And I think that is probably pretty accurate. I think the defense will, new quarterback, new system, get it, got it, understand that. It's going to take a little bit for things to click. But the defense at Alabama is strong enough to carry them through. Just as Georgia, I would say Georgia's in that same boat. I mean, teams like South Carolina, they don't have to click right now because same guy under center. But these new programs, they need to click.
I think it's more dire for Georgia to get that offense to click as soon as possible. I think with DeBoer, you need to confess some things with your deep-seated emotional struggles. But I think with DeBoer, the offense has never been an issue for this guy, right? So I don't think that they're going to have a problem getting that offensive unit to click at Alabama. Defense, they're pretty well set. They're going to run like a freight train over everybody. Offense, I think that clicks pretty quickly, as in second half of the first game, if not opening kick. Georgia got, we all know who's calling the plays over there, and we all have our own individual feelings about that. But I think that Georgia is the one that's going to need to get some traction going offensively. The good news is they don't face each other in game one.
No.
So you got that going for you, Georgia fan. But if that's what we're looking at is, well, the defense will carry them until the offense clicks, that's going to happen pretty quickly.
Here's another comment. Artie Crowell said, while I agree that weird things happen in Jordan-Hare, you all were super high on Bama in any revenge game. Get ready for this because this is good. Maybe you forgot who Auburn's QB is. So this game will not only be treated as a rivalry game, but a revenge game as well. Tide rolls. And I agree with that because Arnold was the guy under center under Oklahoma that embarrassed Alabama. Well, he is now under center at Auburn. So it might be a little revenge against this kid too.
I don't disagree with that. I don't think that at any point Alabama comes into an Auburn matchup. It's the Iron Bowl. It's the last regular season game for these guys. Rivalry every year. So you're not looking past Auburn because who you're playing next week. There is no next week. Weird things happen. I don't care who's under center. I don't care if Joe Montana comes back, right? And in his prime. Now wouldn't be good for anybody. But no. In his prime, put the best quarterback you can imagine under center for Auburn. I don't think that matters. I don't think it matters in a rivalry matchup like that to negate the fact that weird things happen in this game. We're certainly not saying that we think Alabama's going to lose that matchup. I think Alabama's going to win that matchup. I think I'm on tape saying that they're going to win that matchup. But it doesn't change the fact that it's a rivalry matchup. At this point, game 12 of the regular season, both teams have kind of figured out what they're all about. The chemistry is what the chemistry is going to be. And they just start smashing helmets.
Yeah. I got a couple more. One, I've got to mention this guy, Troy Morales. He is a return commenter. He came back and I can't remember exactly which episode. Sorry, Troy, but he's commented on some of our other podcast
a couple different episodes.
Yeah,
a couple different episodes. Troy commented on.
Yeah, he says, "Hey, here we go, guys. Watch y'all grow so far. Roll Tide. Keep on doing you. Thanks, man. Thanks for being a supporter."
Thanks, Troy. Appreciate the comments. Keep them coming.
Great to see returning people. Good to see you there, Troy.
Now, here's the guy that has gotten his doctorate at C&D University.
Our first doctoral candidate.
Oh, there's no doubt about this guy. No doubt. Because I think you'll agree. His name is Case Noodles. That's, I think.
Okay.
But he said, just found this podcast in my recommended feed. Loved the episode. I love that you guys are from all different fan bases, so we get to see your different perspectives. And I love to see the Mutual Tennessee, hey, roll tide, SEC greater than any other conference.
Wow. I am blown away by your thesis, Case, Noodles, whatever. I don't know what to call you, Case.
Or Noodles.
Or Case O Noodles. I don't know where we're going with this. I will help you land on a good handle because I want more of your comments coming into our show. We might at some point need to find a way to get Case to write in a similar fashion that Uncle Kenny does. But yeah, kudos to you. Well thought out. And you're exactly right. Now, I don't know if I would go as far as hate of Tennessee, but again, I just don't like that word. I certainly don't appreciate them in any way, shape, or form. So there's that.
Yeah. And look,
did you know, I saw this, sorry, just real quick, because Case brought it up, so I want to thank him for this opportunity. I was looking at something on the internet. Did you know that there is a water tower painted Tennessee orange with the white T for Tennessee on it in Mosul, Iraq? That should tell you something, folks.
It's not good.
If Iraqis are pulling for your school, it might be time to change affiliations.
That's not good. Not good at all.
I apologize to any legitimate Iraqis out there who are not a problem.
Wrong type of volunteer.
Type of volunteer.
Yeah, right. That's right. That was pretty good, B-Dawg. And look, I almost forgot this one and I have to mention it just because it is funny. A guy by the name of Adam East, in all capitals. So he's screaming it.
I know a guy named Adam West. He played Batman a long time ago.
No, this is Adam East. Diego Poverty Victim Pavia is going down. It's going down. I thought that was fantastic.
Most certainly an Alabama fan. No doubt about it.
Yeah. So, look, man, there's plenty more comments on there, and sorry I couldn't get to yours. Maybe we'll circle back and hit those in the upcoming episodes. But, my gosh, guys, keep those comments coming on YouTube. All of those just came from YouTube, and we've got plenty of comments that happen on our TikTok as well as the Instagram. I mean, they're just – it's very – I guess humbling. It warms my heart, man, to go through all these comments and see these things coming in, man, and that people are listening to us. You may have to check yourself into someplace if you really fall in love with Chicken the Dawg, because then something might really be wrong with you. But that's, maybe it's just the chicken.
Well, the other part to that whole comment is our listeners are obviously a massive part of the show.
For sure.
And without the listeners, it doesn't work. So to have those comments come in, we obviously get to have a good time with them. We get to recognize our listeners, not only for paying attention to us and helping the show grow, but to actually be a part of an episode. So keep the comments coming. We're gonna bring up the ones that we think fit best into an episode, but love the participation.
And they give us some content just to talk about. And that's the greatest thing, man. Like, you didn't have to bring anybody to school today.
I didn't. Today was an in-service day for me. I got to watch some growth in some students that, I'll say this about these guys, knew well enough not to comment until they had something insightful enough to comment about. And that is why you are not in Chicken 101. You have graduated. You are doctorals now. I am humbled. I'm borderline emotional, but for those that know me well, I don't have any emotions. But I'm right there at the cusp. I can almost feel it.
Yeah. All right. So that's enough of the DawgBARK